Here we are.
I think we are. This is the happening of it's happening. It's time. It's right now. We are doing the thing.
Matthew didn't take a nap, but he changed his shirt.
I did. First of all, I wanted to reveal my true identity. I felt like I'd been hiding it from you for so... Mostly it was so hot. When you add children to the equation, the temperature in here gets like 20 degrees higher.
They're leaning and hanging on you.
They're just little engines of hotness and heatness and... Anyway. Again... Yes, Robbie, please proceed. I don't want to inject anything that may not be sanctioned by the official agenda.
That's
Robbie
true.
is in charge. She is the Real McCoys agenda for Tuesday, April 14th. Play theme song. That seems like a very, very predictable yet unassailably appropriate way to begin. All right, let's do it. What's happening in there? Is there something stuck inside the agenda? There's a robot inside the agenda. Somebody put a robot inside the agenda. Wait, does the theme of the week extend to this show, or was it just for the last show?
Stop it.
Oh, gee.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm getting ahead of myself, apparently. All right. Play Robbie's theme song. Wait, was that an on-the-fly agenda amendment? Can you do that?
I was supposed to have written play Robbie's theme song because I knew we weren't going to get it to it.
I feel like Robbie was struck by a fit of hubris in the middle of the show and was like, I'm not going to play the theme song.
Wrong.
I'm going to make it Robbie's theme song.
Wrong.
All right.
I noticed.
All right, fair enough. Sometimes you got to be able to
put written the agenda wrong.
I like how Robbie was not truly spontaneous. She was spontaneous within the structure. She said, I'm not just going to play my theme song. I'm going to revise the agenda so that playing my theme song is sanctioned and appropriate.
If it's not a record
Robbie,
of what you were supposed to have talked about.
You need just to relax a little bit, I think. All right? We don't need an agenda on this program. I don't know whose idea that was.
Famous.
All right, here we go.
Robbie is cooler.
Then what? Then like a llama?
Robbie is cuter.
Then like what? An alligator?
And Robbie's just better.
Then what? Just then what?
Then Matthew.
I can't escape that verse. That verse is just the one that
just sure makes me feel better.
Does it?
It really does.
Just putting yourself above someone else. Okay.
I knew that it was going to just get me through this
gift
next
from
half
Drew.
hour.
All right,
exactly.
Here we go. All right. What's next? What's happening? Drink water.
Drink water.
For the first time in the history of the show, we got 2 glasses in advance. So we didn't have to go in the other room frantically, and we didn't have to disappoint you. So, cheers friends.
Prost. Alden, are you faking drinking water?
I drank all my water in the show before this.
You are welcome to go retrieve more water and drink it if you want to. Yeah. No one's stopping you. Oh my goodness, Robbie. You should put 2 items in the agenda. One for drink water and one for wait for Robbie to finish her water.
Maybe you can tell one of these jokes, Matthew.
Okay, one of the jokes. What has roots as nobody sees, as taller than trees, up it goes, and yet it never grows? I'm assuming it's what has roots that nobody sees, is taller than trees, up it goes, and yet it never grows.
The sky doesn't root.
Do you have a cloud?
Does this one make sense to you, Matthew, knowing the answer?
It does, but I don't think you're going to guess it. I don't think you're going to guess it. It's a mountain. It's a mountain. It has roots that nobody sees, is taller than trees, up it goes. Because of tectonic movements, mountains go up as the plates of the earth press against each other.
This week's theme of the week.
And yet it never grows. But doesn't it grow? It does grow. It grows as it moves up.
That's what you were just talking about.
Yeah, so I'm a little, I don't know. I think there were some,
I think there's some mountains that are just piles of rocks that don't have any roots.
There are some rock mountains that are going down. The poor Berkshire Mountains are getting worn away by time because their time of upness has been replaced by a time of downness. So, look, this is a riddle. We don't need to tear it apart here on the show. Waylon did his best.
Well, I'm trying to find a reason why I couldn't figure that one out.
You are trying to place the blame somewhere else
I
other than here.
Exactly.
Was it on the agenda to criticize this riddle? I don't think so.
It wasn't.
All right, here we go.
We drank
water. Yeah, all right, here we go. Announce the theme of the week is robots. Pretend like you were surprised, guys. Yeah. Pretend like you didn't hear that. You didn't know about that. That this is not repetitive.
I think El Puppy was not on the last one.
El Puppy, the theme of the week is robots.
And here's the deal with the theme of the week.
What?
I know there's lots of interesting things about robots. But
she is too lazy to find them herself.
It's not that I'm too lazy. There's not enough hours in the day. But if I make you people find out interesting things about robots, think of all the amazing things that we will all collectively know about robots by the end of this week.
We have various jobs. We have, each of us has a president of our fan club. We have a Lego expert. We have a Star Wars expert, a Lego Star Wars expert, a director of marketing. Who would like to be a research assistant? If you would like to be an official research assistant...
Everybody is a research assistant. If everybody finds one interesting fact, and there's 20 interesting facts, then think of how much we all have learned.
That was very well put. So if you'd like to apply for the research assistant position...
Don't apply. It's free for anyone.
Send me an application. It's a rigorous process to apply. 20-page essay.
Anybody can do it.
It's a battery of interviews. There's a background check.
This is not applying for college.
But once you get through that withering scrutiny, then you can send your robot facts in. Or you can just send them in, because Robbie said so.
Send it to info
you choose.
at RobbieandMatthew.com, because I want to hear interesting facts about robots. And here's the thing.
What?
I have another new interesting fact, or interesting thing about robots.
Are we going to watch a movie about robots?
Another movie about robots.
Are there pancakes in this movie?
There are no pancakes in this. This one is for the older set.
Okay.
There's a little bit of math in this one.
Oh!
And
there's
also, I find the robots kind of creepy, to be honest.
Okay.
So I didn't want to scare away the picture book kids who might not be prepared for a kind of creepy robots.
Get ready for creepy robots that don't eat pancakes.
Creepy
Here we
robots
go.
that don't eat pancakes.
All right, where are we taking ourselves?
Hold on.
Okay. Bobbledy books. All right. I'm excited. Oh, what?
Oh,
What?
thanks.
No.
So they've taught it to jump over these hurdles.
Is this in slow-mo?
That's in slow-mo.
Okay, all right.
So they had to figure out 3 algorithms. It has a laser sensor to detect the edge and height, the distance and height of this thing that's coming towards it on the thing.
Oh, look at that's some math happening.
Yes, there's some math. It's velocity and something or other. And then it has to touch its feet down right at that spot in order to get over the hurdle with both legs.
Holy cow.
So this is 2.4 meters per second of bounding. And look at this. The guy just sends
it's on
it
a
down
treadmill.
there. Yes.
Whoa.
And it has little harnesses to keep it from falling off.
It looks like an animal. There's something about its gait.
Terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Uh-oh, it was starting to slide back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough job. You
Oh my gosh,
gotta
a high one.
Jump
Wow.
at those things
Wow.
whenever you can, right?
Holy cow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, are we doing it again here?
Now,
Okay.
Here it's,
Whoa.
Here it's like a...
Now he's unchained.
It's like on the...
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
At the dog
Oh, it's going to
show.
get even taller now. Oh my gosh. Here we go. What? Wow. Whoa. Is this like a mountain goat? It kind of looks like a mountain goat to me. Oh, wow.
Right?
Whoa.
What? Okay, now, I want you all to know that this is actually... when is this video from? It's actually an old robot. It's like one of the first versions that they got to successfully do this.
Oh, it's trying to look like a cheetah.
Well, I think they call it a cheetah. They're not trying to make it look like a cheetah.
It's trying to move like a cheetah? Or I shouldn't even get attached to the cheetah
I think
part
they're just, I mean, one of them's named a dog because it kind of,
wow,
but anyway.
Robbie, thank you. Robbie,
You're
now
welcome.
let me ask you, how did you find that?
I had seen a video.
No, the answer was you did some research.
Oh, I did some research.
Like she wants you to do.
Yes.
She wants you guys to find cool robot facts and send them our way so we can become collectively educated.
Oh, what's happening?
If we all
so
do
many...
our part, we can learn more together. Livecast, that's us. There are we. There's a child, another child, a Robbie, a super dad.
But
yes.
What I was going to say is that robot is several generations old now.
Yeah.
Now they have robots that can do backflips, that can, like, open doors.
Question. Why are you showing us an old robot?
Well,
I feel
because
like...
I have to say, the new robots, super creepy.
Oh.
Because
they're a little too realistic?
But also one of the things was, the new robots that I was looking at were dog-shaped.
Yeah.
And one of the things that the experimental people, the designers, the mechanics, do is they try to knock it over because that's part of...
Oh, that's not nice.
Well, it's part of trying to figure out how to balance it.
Does it feel mean?
They basically look like they're kicking a dog.
That's
which
no good.
It just made me feel horrible inside.
All right,
so
fair enough.
I didn't spend a lot of time looking for a version of that was just a dog. There was one where the dog slipped on banana peels, which was
I want to
kind
watch
of,
that.
it does feel bad, even though it's a robot.
Yeah.
But
it's a robot.
there are a lot of fails, which when you see a robot that is supposed to be doing something and all of a sudden it freaks out. And that's also a little bit unnerving, I have to say. So,
What?
be cautious in your robot research.
All right, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Okay,
What's next?
I showed the cool robot
Yeah.
thing. We already assigned homework.
What's the
Really.
homework? The
homework
research?
is
Okay, the research.
Research,
Okay.
So you have all week to find me something interesting about robots.
But send it right away so that Robbie has something for tomorrow's agenda, or you're going to get a repeat of Crankfest 2020, okay? We don't want that every day. We want to give Robbie let's let her sleep tonight, okay? Unless you're going to build another website tonight.
No, I think I've done all of the things that I need to do on the website.
Okay. Oh, did you...
I did burp. I quietly burped like Matthew does. I swallowed my burp.
And I wouldn't have drawn any attention to it except for the fact that I was
always
so
draw attention
stunned
to-
at the hypocrisy.
I have to say,
Yeah.
I don't know that I've done that in like years.
Okay. She's inspired by me.
I was. I feel
just
like
following the leader.
once you start working the agenda, you have to.
You have to silently burp. You got to swallow your burps a little bit. Okay,
All
what's
right.
next? Threaten detention. Robbie, the power has gone to her head. Robbie's abusing the power just like I did when I was in charge of the agenda. Robbie, are you going to threaten them?
Look here, people.
What? Oh my gosh.
If I get 0 responses for Robot Week, I am throwing everyone in detention, including Principal Ella.
Wow, I thought Principal Ella had gained utter immunity for all of her
I
past
thought she was
goodness.
supposed to give people detention.
Wow. Principal Ella, just so you know, I would never treat you so roughly as Robbie, okay? I have such respect for you and your dad who made my logo with you for my theme club. So just everybody who thinks Robbie's so great, just pay attention at what's happening here.
Sorry.
What's going on?
I've clicked the wrong button.
Okay, what's next on the agenda? Let's move past that very, very unfortunate
I
episode.
want you people to know I'm serious. I want to learn some cool things about robots.
You guys,
and it's up to you.
I'm afraid I'm going to do some research now. All right, threatened detention. What's next? Read Two's a Crowd. Let's move on from that tension. And Robbie,
Yes.
could you please put the Real McCoys Volume 2, Two's a Crowd, up on the other screen? Two's a Crowd, Volume 2, Two's a Crowd. Everybody grab your book if you have it at home. We'll read along together, please. Where is it, Robbie? Where is it? Okay. Chapter 7, Making a Plan. Emily joins us on the bench. Let's review the facts, I say. We have no idea where the Squiggler is now. But we do know where the Squiggler was, says Milton. At Emily's mailbox. Precisely, I say. Precisely is what Annabelle Adams says whenever she needs a little more time to figure out the solution to a problem she's pretending she already solved. The precisely does its job. Suddenly my brain unleashes a furious backflip. We need to have a stakeout. A stakeout? Says Emily. A stakeout. We will climb the tree in Emily's yard and secretly observe her mailbox 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year until the Squiggler returns, at which point we'll drop a net on his head and remove his mask. Or her head. 24 hours a day? Does the Squiggler have a mask? 7 days a week? How did you know I have a tree in my yard? 365 days a year? It's true, the Squiggler could be a she, I admit. And whether a he or a she, it seems almost 100% likely that the Squiggler does wear a mask. Emily, most yards have trees. It's just a fact. And yes, Milton, to catch the Squiggler, we must be vigilant, even if it means camping out in Emily's tree until we're 18. Why would you give up when you turn 18, says Emily. At that point, I'll need to climb down and exercise my civic duty to vote. Good point, says Milton. Of course, says Emily, who is a big fan of civic duty. We don't have a moment to waste. I'm tempted to sprint over to Emily's house at this very moment, but I'm afraid that Principal Jones's secretary, Mrs. Breath, rhymes with death, would tackle me with her teeth and drag me back by my ankles. What time do your two dads get home from work? Usually around 6 o'clock? Perfect. We should be able to get to your house by 3:20, which means we'll have almost 3 hours to observe your mailbox before they get home and wonder why there are two strange kids hanging out in their tree. Milton tugs on my arm. May I please speak to you privately? Certainly, if you will excuse us, Emily. I need to consult with my partner. Milton and I go over to the tree. What is it? I am trying not to sound as annoyed as I feel. We need to be home by 5:30. Milton is not wrong. That's when our one dad gets home from work. I'm assuming we'll have the squiggler behind bars long before then. And we're not supposed to ride the bus. But you are allowed to ride on the bus if you have a note from your dad explaining your very good reasons for doing so. How can Dad write us a note? I shake my head. Milton's first-grade mind is innocent as a bunny on a birthday card. I'll write the note, I say. Don't worry. But Milton is a professional worrier. This is what being a detective is all about. I thought you were ready. Milton looks wounded. Fine, I say. You don't have to come. But Milton is stuck. I'm not making him come, but he wants me to want him to be there. He straightens his glasses and puffs out his chest like a wet baby chick that just broke free of its shell. I'll come. Good. Good. I walk back over to Emily. We'll ride home with you after school. Oh, hooray! Thanks, you guys! There's one more thing. I look at Milton. It's not a look he likes. What do you need me to do? I need you to write the note from Dad. Milton turns white. I can't. I won't. Your handwriting looks way more like Dad's. It's true, and Milton can't deny it. He gets the look of someone who knows he has to have his tonsils removed and is trying to have a good attitude about it. Fine. What should I write? To whom it may concern. Milton gives me a look. That's how grown-ups begin every letter. It sounds weird. Who is writing this letter? Fine. To whom it may concern. Moxie and Milton have my permission to ride the bus home today because they're going home with Emily Estevez for extremely important reasons that I can't explain because they're also top secret. Thank you for your concern. Sincerely, Everett McCoy. I have a look. It's almost perfect. You spelled there wrong. No, I didn't. You did. It's supposed to be T-H-E-R-E. It's not. Who is writing this letter? Fine, says Milton, changing the spelling from T-H-E-Y''R-E to T-H-E-R-E. Shouldn't there be a period somewhere? There is, at the end. I mean somewhere else. That's a really long sentence. It's a beautiful sentence. Some might even call it magnificent. Milton says nothing. He shakes his head and says nothing again. I wonder if you should also be the one to give it to Mrs. Breath. Not a chance, says Milton. And he's right. Milton would never be able to walk up to Mrs. Breath's desk without crumbling like a cracker in the pocket of your jeans. When recess ends, I walk to the main office and over to Mrs. Breath's desk. Excuse me, Mrs. Breath, your shoes. Oh, I really like them. Of course, I cannot see her shoes. They are on her feet beneath her desk. But Mom always says you can't go wrong with complimenting a lady's shoes. But Mrs. Breath doesn't bite. She doesn't blink. She stares at me the way a bullfrog might stare at a fly that just landed on the wrong lily pad. What can I do for you, Moxie? I need to go home on the bus today, and so I have a note for you right here that my dad wrote this morning, so that you would know it's okay with him if we ride the bus with Emily to her house on the bus today. Me and Milton. He has to go too because we go home together, but home to Emily's house today, not ours. I hand her the note as casually as one adult might hand another adult an ice cube if the other adult's iced tea wasn't quite cold enough. Mrs. Breath studies the note as if it were a map of the great secrets of the universe, and then she looks at me with eyes of eternity, and suddenly I realize that Mrs. Breath is a human lie detector. I start to sweat. I want to cough. I need to sneeze. I can tell she wants to throw me in with the eels and is looking for any excuse to pull the lever. I give her my sweetest smile, the one I reserve for family portraits on major holidays. She looks at me. I look at her. She looks at the note, then at me. Then the note, then at me. I smile and smile and smile. I am contemplating my final words when Mrs. Breath exhales and says, "All right, I'll add you and Milton to the bus list." I stand there too stunned to say thanks. "You can go now." I go. And as I do, I can't help but remind myself, you are good, Moxie McCoy. You are really, really good. But as I'm leaving the office, I hear a familiar voice. "Moxie McCoy?" There she is, tall, noble, awe-inspiring, "Hello, Principal Jones." "Hello, Moxie. How are things?" "Things are good. Things are great, in fact. Milton and I have just opened a new detective agency. Congratulations. You two make a pretty good team. Some would say we're the best in the business." "Is that so?" Principal Jones raises just one eyebrow in a way that would make Annabelle proud. "Any big cases?" I lean in a little. "It's technically top secret, but because you seem trustworthy, I will tell you that someone sent Emily Estevez an anonymous letter, and we're trying to figure out who." "How nice." I want to tell Principal Jones that it's not nice, not even a little, but I'm guessing she's never read Death by Envelope. So I decide to keep my theory to myself for now. But I have another concern, and it seems like the perfect moment to bring it up. To be honest with you, I fear we're all in utmost danger. "Oh? What's going on?" "This Mr. Shine character. I'm not sure I trust him." "And why is that?" "For one thing, he's so cheerful." "Is that all?" "He doesn't even teach us anything. All he does is ask questions." "Mr. Shine's approach is different. It's one of the things I like best about him. Give him some time. I'd be surprised if you don't come to like him quite a bit." I want to tell Principal Jones that she might have hired a dastardly kidnapper, but so far all I have is a hunch and a couple of potential clues. I have learned the hard way that Principal Jones doesn't like it when you accuse someone of dark deeds without ironclad evidence. And so I tackle the problem from a different direction. "But what about Mrs. Bunyan? Why would she retire so suddenly?" "I think Mrs. Bunyan was ready for a break. Did you know that this was her 42nd year at Tiddlywump?" "I didn't." Principal Jones takes down a photograph from the wall of her office. There's a row of young teachers with really strange clothes and even weirder hairdos. There is someone who looks like she could be Mrs. Bunyan's daughter or granddaughter, but something about her eyes tells me that it's actually Mrs. Bunyan herself, though it's hard to tell because she's smiling, which is not one of the on the menu of faces Mrs. Bunyan knows how to make. "Wow," I say. For the first time in my life, I see that Mrs. Bunyan was once a person with actual feelings. Happy ones, even. "Give Mr. Shine a little time," says Principal Jones. "I know you're going to like him. He's one of the good ones." Back in class, Mr. Shine finally starts teaching us things. Sort of. We're talking about the American Revolution. But instead of telling us what happened and who did what and when and why and how and to who, it goes like this. Mr. Shine asks a question. Someone gives the wrong answer. He also asks a question that includes some sort of hint. Someone gives a better answer. He asks another question with another hint. Finally, someone gives the right answer. And Mr. Shine gives us a really big smile. Tracy Dublinger raises her hand. "Wouldn't it be easier to just tell us the answers to begin with?" she asks in an irritated way. Tracy likes teachers to tell her exactly what she's supposed to know, so she can memorize it and get perfect scores on all her tests. "It might be easier," says Mr. Shine, "but I think an answer means a lot more when you have to find it yourself." "Kind of like solving a mystery," I say. "Exactly," says Mr. Shine. "In a way, students are detectives, and teachers are there to help them find clues." I like how that sounds. And I'm sitting there flipping it over like a pancake when Bob Tuttleman gets a little too excited and falls out of his chair. Mr. Shine tells us all to stand up and shake our arms as hard as we can for 30 seconds, which might be the weirdest thing that's ever happened in the history of the 4th grade. But after that, I have to admit, Bob does bounce up and down a little less than usual. It is entirely outrageous behavior for a teacher, and I consider marching right back to Principal Jones's office to let her know what's happening. But for the time being, at least, I find myself enjoying it. Dum 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 dum.
That wasn't a cliffhanger. That was a nice.
That was a
I
nice
feel
little.
like that was
you
a
can't
nice
have a cliffhanger every
little
time. Everybody
moment.
gets all anxious. All right, there's a little bit of a calm before the storm, so to speak. The next chapter is called, my friends, The Stakeout. We will be traveling with Moxie and Milton to Emily's yard to see if we can catch the squiggler. Robbie, I see we don't have very much time left. What's happening? You've threatened the people. You've given them an assignment. We've read to them.
Now I have a fun thing to do.
What is that? Scavenger
hunt project.
Scavenger hunt project.
So,
okay.
If you go to our website
Oh,
now.
Robbie, did you stay up all night modifying our website
I
in some
did.
heretofore unseen way?
Now, of course, I
Robbie and
forgot
Matthew.
to
RobbieandMatthew.com
slash fun stuff.
is the name of the website. Well, let's go just to the
let's-
homepage so we can
okay,
show them how to
whoops.
find it. All right. RobbieandMatthew.com. RobbieandMatthew.com. RobbieandMatthew.com.
There we
This
go.
is what it looks like. Okay. There's Robbie. There's Matthew. There's the .com. And
Then up here.
yes. Look at that.
Fun
stuff.
Fun
Now,
stuff.
fun is subjective.
No, it's all fun.
Oh,
There's
it's all
nothing
fun.
not fun.
There's nothing not fun happening here.
Okay, so down here.
All right.
It's called.
Scavenger hunt,
Scavenger
down at the
hunt.
bottom. Click on that sucker.
Click on that.
All right.
And there's a link to download it.
Okay.
But this is basically what it looks like. Now, we taught you guys this at an earlier time.
And if you don't remember, you're in detention.
Yes.
Is that what you wanted to say?
No, that's not what I wanted
okay.
to say.
All right.
It's a pretty simple way to make a little booklet out of a single page, and I will do a little demo for you.
Okay.
But the directions are there.
Okay.
But I'm going to do a demo for you. And in this booklet, once you print it out,
Yeah.
you really only need to print out this page, which is sideways. But when you print it out, it'll be the right way.
Because you have the power to turn things with your mind
Yes.
and your hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it has a certain the scavenger hunty sorts of things
Okay.
to look for. And I had to, in the middle of the night, I realized I had to redo it a little bit because some of the things were things that you would like go to the public library to find. And we're not going to public libraries these days. So I just wanted to let you know how hard I worked in the middle of the night to make this.
Please, everybody, make Robbie feel like her
Yes.
efforts were worthwhile,
Yes.
okay?
Okay? So here's how you do it. In order to make a little booklet out of a single sheet of paper, you fold it hot dog style one time. Okay? And then you're going to fold it hamburger style one time. And then from the hamburger style, you're going to fold each of these. It doesn't matter which way you fold it. You're going to fold it down to the edge.
I promise there's some jokes coming after this demonstration.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Are you jumping ahead on the agenda?
I was just promising in case anybody
Don't
was
make
wondering.
any promises.
I'm going to try to I'm going to try to live up to my promise. Okay. All right, here we
Okay?
go. Yes.
So you kind of.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a W. It could also be this way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
But then the idea is
Yes.
you have. I'm just folding my folds again.
Okay.
So you're gonna have it back hamburger style, but it's gonna have folds in the middle and in the middle.
Okay.
On this edge, the edge that is connecting, the fold edge, the fold edge, you're gonna cut down this center line to the center. I'm prepared, Papa. I brought.
Robbie has a pair of Skeizers.
No.
Uh-oh.
There they are.
Oh, Rob got all
Skeizers.
braggy. Oh, there they are.
Skeizers.
Okay.
Okay,
Skeizers.
so you're going to cut along this to the next middle line. There's a middle line. You're going to cut along the middle line.
Okay.
to the next middle line.
You're not
All right?
destroying it. You're making its life possible.
Okay.
Now what, Robbie?
So now,
Yeah.
Kato showed me this trick. It's called a something or other
Squash fold.
A squash fold. You're going to fold it
Hot dog style. Yes.
and then just go whoop.
You got to make that sound or it doesn't work.
Whoop.
Okay. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, book. Instant book
And
from
it
one
turns
piece of paper, 8-page
into
book.
a book. Now,
Crazy.
I think Augie completed, or he started his scavenger hunt today.
Okay.
So
I think he finished
there's
it.
his survey,
Yeah.
and so there's space at the bottom for you to draw something interesting that you found.
Cool.
Wow, he actually did check off all of those things. He was doing a little bit of
Creative interpretation?
creative
Okay.
interpretation.
Fair
yes.
enough. Sometimes you have to reach a little bit.
But there you go.
Something's too high on the shelf.
Yeah,
There's
he,
nothing in the bathroom? We have nothing in our
there's
bathroom.
nothing in our bathroom.
Yeah.
He
All
saw
right.
some flowers out the window.
And we don't let them watch television.
And
so,
then on
yeah.
the final page, you get to draw a portrait of yourself.
All right.
There you go.
Or you could draw a portrait of me if you want to. If you're
Yes,
so
or
inspired.
of
what?
me.
Or of
Or
I
me.
guess it depends on what fan club you're in. There's a little bit of battling.
Oh my gosh.
Over
Is
here.
Alden going to have a fan club now too?
All right.
Yeah.
We're not even going to
I need a
indulge
fan club.
that notion.
All right. Hold
Are you
on,
ready to
hold
hear
on.
some jokes? Jokes! That's what I thought.
Yes.
Written in a huge block letters, friends with shading and polka dots. Robbie.
Yes.
What stays in the corner yet can travel all over the world? What stays in the corner yet can travel all over the world?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've heard this one before, but I
No,
don't know the
El
answer.
Puppy made this up. I'm sure she developed it from her own ingenious
know.
mind caverns. A postage stamp. Stays in the corner, yet travels all over the world. How do you fix a cracked pumpkin? How do you fix a cracked pumpkin. How do you fix a cracked pumpkin?
This is why I read the jokes.
With a pumpkin patch. With a pumpkin patch.
no.
Do you want to move this over here and you read the rest of them?
do.
Okay, all right.
El Puppy.
Yes. I'm not El Puppy.
I made the agenda in the middle of the night last night, and I forgot to include your pictures, so we will include them in tomorrow's
There
agenda.
is another
I
day tomorrow.
apologize.
Tomorrow is coming.
All right.
Lemon Turtle loves Real McCoys.
Yay.
That's a great taste there, L&T. All right. What's
all right,
next?
I
What's
don't
next?
look.
How do mountains see?
How do mountains see? Mountain peak. Could they peak?
Yes,
They peak.
very good.
They peak.
Slim had another question.
What is it?
Do we use a camera or something else?
We do.
You
I can't show you the
can't
camera.
show us-
I was
yes.
about to show you the camera.
know, that would
Hold on. I have the power to show you the camera by taking a picture of the camera and then
showing you a picture of the
my
picture
phone.
of the camera.
All right. See, there's the camera. It sits atop the computer. And when those little blue lights are on, you know it's on. So anyway, it's a gaming camera.
It's a gaming camera, and it works. It's got a little bit higher resolution than my computer camera does. It works a little bit better. El Puppy is the president of the show.
Yes.
And is going to be the president of the USA. I agree.
Okay.
Oh, El Puppy's already done her research.
Oh, she has?
The term robot
Oh my
comes
gosh.
from the Czech word.
Wait, save this for tomorrow. We're out of time, and you don't know if you're going to get any more. Save it for tomorrow.
No, this one's so good, Matthew.
All
It's a
right, all right,
vocabulary
all right,
thing.
all right.
The term robot comes from the Czech word robota. That means drudgery or hard work or forced labor.
Holy.
That
Well,
poor
we do-
cheetah dog, I'm sure we're
So
not going to let him
basically
sit around
robots are
reading
slaves.
books.
Robots
Yeah.
are, that's a harsh
That's
way to put
terrible.
it. They do our bidding. They sort pancakes into piles of
Yeah.
3 when we ask them
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Jump over
rough.
hurdles.
All right.
That's rough.
Wow.
I'm sure there's a Pixar movie to be made about how robots feel. I think there has been.
Wow.
They're
All
actually.
What
There's
else?
a
What
short.
else? What
There's
else?
a
What
short-
else?
All right.
Yes.
Waylon is back
Oh.
with a complicated riddle.
Okay.
Voiceless it cries, wingless it flutters, toothless it bites, mouthless it mutters. I added the its.
Okay. You're going to have to do it again.
Voiceless it cries,
Mm-hmm.
wingless it flutters, toothless it bites, mouthless it mutters.
I don't know. I don't know.
The wind. These are these
The wind.
complicated
All right.
poetic
Very,
ones,
very
Waylon. They're
nice.
very hard
Very
to figure
nice.
out.
All right.
All right.
Isn't that kind of the point?
Yes, I think so, but we must move forward here at the end of the
Yes.
show. When
Yes. Lemon Turtle would like to know if they can be head Robbie supporter.
Absolutely. Robbie
Thank
needs
you.
all the support she can get
All
today.
the
All the
support
support she can
I
get.
can get.
We must crowdsource the effort.
Ooh,
Yes.
There needs to be
yes.
such
Well
thing as
job,
supporter.
L and
Yes.
T. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Anything else?
Let's see. Oh, all right. I don't. Okay, now we gotta. This you have to entertain people while I'm scrolling through.
That is just a
How many people are in the Robbie Club? Thousands, millions.
Probably millions.
Yeah.
Probably. Have you ever heard of the
Trillions.
Trillions.
What
no,
are those
not
numbers,
trillions.
Alden, that we learned that go beyond?
Exponents?
We learned megas and
Oh yeah.
tetra. No, what did we learn?
Terras.
Terras.
What?
I'm afraid, in the name of decency, I'm going to call this party to a close.
Oh,
we have
man.
already exceeded our allotted
Yes.
time by
You
5
know what?
minutes.
There's
yeah.
no more jokes. You guys
Time
quit
to
with
go.
the jokes. So I just didn't want to miss anything.
I understand.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for following my agenda in such a way that it
Appreciate this agenda.
made me happy.
It may be Robbie's
Don't forget
last.
to do your homework.
Do your homework.
Otherwise,
Should put you in detention.
everyone is getting in detention, including Principal Ella, and
But
we
seriously,
don't want.
Principal Ella, I will not let that happen. You have earned the right to do whatever you want at this point. Friends, it's good to see you. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We are leaving now. Goodbye. Goodbye.